What's up?
We just have been talking for 10 minutes as I was ranting.
No,
I was
get it out.
ranting. I was
That's what I'm
talking
here
for 10
for.
minutes.
Get it out. Vent away.
Vent away. And I'd like to thank Theo for being such an ardent supporter of our show. If he listened, I know he'd be a tremendous supporter. And I would just like to thank him for his support that he would give had he actually listened to the show.
Most
and
definitely.
The recommendations. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, without his fictional support, I don't know where we would be.
Hey, you know what I was thinking the other day? Do you remember being like little? Like how far back do you remember? How much of our childhood do you remember? Like what your
Not much.
earliest memory?
Not much. It's pretty spotty, you know. I would say like a consistent memory, like probably into my early teens. Like from then on out, I have a good grasp. Everything below then is just kind of broken and fragmented.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I wonder if it's actually my memory or it's just a story that's been told to me that my mind created a memory
or pictures that you've been shown.
Yeah.
Dreams
So
that you've had. It kind of
yeah. And that's it. Like there's certain aspects I remember, but it's not a lot. Like it's pretty broken up,
Yeah. Yeah, I was just wondering about some of the things that I did to you when you were a kid, if you remember them or not. So that actually makes me feel a lot better.
No, all trauma's buried. Don't pick at the scab.
I think one of the things I carry the most weight about, and then I always worried that my kids would do to each other if I let them watch each other, was when mom and dad had me watch you while they went to work on a summer day and The Price is Right was coming on. So I stuck you in your walker because you would not stop making noise and I couldn't hear what they were betting. I was getting so frustrated. So I rolled you into your room and shut the door. You're fine. You're in your walker. You were fine. You had some toys on your little tray. I went back and I watched the rest of The Price is Right. Completely forgot you existed.
How old were you? 9?
I would have been 9 or 10. Yeah. I guess about 9. Yeah.
9. Yeah.
9, almost 10. It would have been that summer. So I would have been 10 at the end of the summer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then The Price is Right was over. And then I was like, and I went looking for you and I opened the door and you were asleep in your walker.
Yeah. So 9-year-olds.
Oh my God. I carried so much guilt for that for so long.
So
honestly, I still have it. I still feel bad.
Good. So 9-year-old's not something you'd typically put in charge of a 1-year-old, right? Like,
well, this was different times. This was the 80s.
Even then.
Everything was different in the 80s.
Yeah, like we'll let our 12-year-old and 10-year-old who are in charge of the house, if we're like out in the yard or we take, go down the street on the golf cart or something, but they're watching 7-year-olds and 5-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we got a dog and security system and we're driving by the house and we're only going to be gone for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like
things are different. Yeah.
Things are different.
Yeah. No, I'm the same. I was very overprotective with mine. And I think mom and dad were protective with us. It just really was a different time. And it was just because The Price is Right was for an hour. They may have just left right before that and came back at lunchtime. It might have not been that long, but
they kept the extended family away from us. That's what they did. That was their protectiveness.
Yeah.
That was the extent.
We were safer at home alone with each other, looking out for each other than
we were
with any family. Of our aunts or uncles hanging out watching
cousins.
Us. Or cousins. That's right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the reality of it.
The things that are spotty through my memory that I remember are like getting to go to the park on my own. You know what I mean? At like 7. Or go to my friend's house, Kelson's house. Like go to a couple streets away, or we'd ride far further than we should, far younger than we should. It's like no one's.
I definitely have more memories of the things I was doing that I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah.
I definitely remember those things. Yeah. That stuff sticks out. But
I remember the old school there that I climbed on top of. I remember when Dad came over yelling at me and caught me. He's furious because I climbed up the drain pipe and it was like a 2.5-ish story thing because it had that glass thing on skylight at the center that went down the big part of it. That's all torn down now, by the way. I looked it up on Google Maps. It's gone.
The school is actually reversed. The school
Yes,
is where the
they flipped
playground
it,
was, and the playground is where the school was. Yeah,
which is really smart, actually. That
it
makes
is
way more
smart. It
sense.
probably should have always been that way. They
Always
should have
been
never had
that
the
way.
playground up against a busy street. That was,
No.
speaking of that playground, you remember the things. I remember some teenagers throwing golf balls at me playing over at the playground, and I remember Dad chasing them around the fence, down the street, across the street, through the apartment complex.
Oh, the one across the street, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Dad had a temper. It took a lot to get there, but he was
It
very
took a lot to get
scary.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
but then it got serious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Throwing golf balls as a little girl, that was it. That did it.
Yeah,
A few
he
other
was
things I saw, but man,
yeah, he was furious about me climbing on the thing, and
I
then,
bet he
like
was.
yeah, he was like I remember like, "What the fuck are you doing up there? How the fuck did you get up there? Get down!" Like, it was like, "Uh-oh." My other
Yep.
friend was laying flat, like he couldn't be
Mhm.
seen, and,
Mhm.
dude, I was probably 7 or 8. And I came down that drain pipe, and he was yelling at me the whole time.
Gosh.
Which really, in hindsight, you shouldn't be panicking me as I'm coming down a 2.5
Yeah,
story
you should let
drain
him go
pipe.
down, yeah. No, he was gonna beat your ass anyway, so it might have been better if you'd have fallen and gotten hurt.
Yeah, like, I feel like now's not the time to distract me. You obviously see how difficult this was. Like, have some appreciation for the game, you know?
Yeah, I bet he did. He was proud. Somewhere in there, he was proud. He just on reflection.
I don't know. I just remember, like, being like, "Oh my god, I'm in trouble." Like, yeah, he kicked my ass. That I remember. But, yeah, it was
Dad
and the
wasn't
thing
scary often, but when he was.
yeah, the thing I thought too was, like, in my mind, in my child's mind, I was like it's like, "I can't believe he hasn't seen me do this before." This is the first
How did you
time.
not know?
How did you not know we were running around up here? And in hindsight, I'm kind of amazed nobody caught us before that because what the hell are those 2 kids doing running around on the roof?
I never climbed on the roof. That's actually pretty good. I respect that. I never climbed on the roof, but you know what my friends and I used to do? We used to go around checking for open windows. We
Oh.
found them. We would be
Oh,
in the
yeah.
school, because they didn't have
Nope.
sensors, motion sensors and alarms and all that stuff. So there was a whole handful of times that my friends and I were in school when we weren't supposed to be in school, going through teachers' desks, walking up and down the hallways.
Before cameras.
Nobody knows that. Nobody knows
Before
that.
cameras.
Mom's about
We
to shit
used
her
to
pants when she listens.
Yeah, do you remember the park next to it? Like, the park next to
Oh,
the
yeah,
school?
yeah.
Yeah, that's so we would go to the park all the time, and they cleaned that up too, by the way.
They did.
All the bushes and tree lines, like, it's all open, which makes sense because there used to be homeless people that would sleep in the bushes.
Yeah, but
And
we also
Kelson
had
and I
great games of hide and go seek through that tree
Oh,
line.
yeah, when the homeless weren't there. Yeah, because there were, like, little tunnels you could go through the way it had
Because the
grown over.
homeless would come at night and they would leave in the morning. So we're typically pretty safe in the
Usually.
day.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've chucked a few rocks at a few
You come
homeless
around a corner and go, oops, sorry.
people. Yeah, and leave. Leave.
Didn't mean to
The
enter
only
without knocking.
Like, we would chuck rocks at homeless or yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
we threw rocks at homeless. And it was not to, like, be a dick. It was like, "Are they dead?"
For anybody that doesn't know, if you happen to be listening to this, we grew up in the Bay Area of California.
Yeah.
Right outside of Oakland. In
Yeah.
a small town called
San Leandro.
San Leandro.
Yeah. And, the park looks a lot nicer now, but back then, yes, I loved that park. It was a great
I do
park,
too.
and homeless were rare, but when you saw them, it was like, "Are they dead?" You know what I mean? And, the biggest like, this is crazy. I hadn't thought of this in fucking forever. Biggest homeless thing that had come to me is, it was me and Kelson and what was that other kid's name I used to run around with?
Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, there was, like, a big commotion at our school, I know you remember it. It was back on the other side of the road, but they started bringing in those mobile units right out in front. And
Oh,
they
yeah,
had
yeah,
one
the
way over by the
portables.
park, the portables, and they had one over by the park, and the one by the park was for, like, staff or whatever, but it had, like, a little breezeway thing, and there was a homeless guy in there apparently, and while he was sleeping, like, I guess a gun had fallen out of his pants, and there was a full-on response. Alls we were doing is, like, going to the park, and I remember the cop, "Get out of here, you little shits! Don't you know what's going on?" And we're like, No.
No.
Like, we're going to the park. Anyway, we left because you could go through the school to get to the park. We just went back to the street and went to the park, which obviously he sent us the more dangerous of the two ways to go to the fucking park. Go get on that busy road.
Oh, that didn't mean anything back then.
No, I didn't care. Yeah, I remember
It's crazy.
that.
It has all really changed. Google Maps. I spent a lot of time in that park too. We used to climb up into they had the trellises all around the buildings, and you'd climb up. You weren't supposed to. It was very dangerous, and I would lose my shit if I saw my kids up there right now. But we did it like it was nothing. We're like, no hands. What?
Dude, a couple of those trees, those big old trees they had, were the best for climbing.
They were.
That's one of those trees I fell out of and hit my head on that sprinkler on the ground.
Oh, that explains a lot. Yeah. That park had those legit rides too that would make you sick. The ones that would spin. They had the seesaws you come down and hurt yourself. They had the gangster rides. It was great.
The swings and the monkey bars at that elementary school were the fucking best. They were huge. Because the swings now, I go to parks, I've noticed they've lowered them. Like the swings don't go near as high as they used to because they're not as big.
What about that big tall metal slide that they had for
burned your
decades?
Ass up.
You would get burnt on it, but that thing was like 15 feet tall and
so
went straight down and had I mean, it fucked up every kid that went down it. Either you were getting burnt or you're flying across the freaking asphalt when you got to the bottom. Like
I'll never forget those hunks of wood chips they had down there too. Like when you hit it with your hands, you're like, are these fucking splinters?
Yeah, they really solved that problem. Yeah.
Those things aren't so bad. I love the monkey bars at the old elementary school. Like they had a big apparatus. Like it was
like the big jungle gym that goes up.
Yeah.
It's like a tower.
But they had the metal monkey bars that would go across, and that damn thing is 10 feet in the air.
Oh yeah. At least.
Like, like what are you letting kids climb out there? And we would go out there and hang and try and pull each other off with our legs, chicken fights out on the monkey bars. And then you just fall. You just fall and eat shit. Oh my God.
And they had the row of bars that you would spin on, and they had the black pads underneath it. Like that was all that you needed to
Those
protect
black
you.
pads were pretty awesome.
They were fun. It felt a lot better than the asphalt. But you remember we used to let go and spin on those? My friend broke her arm at recess one day on that.
I remember we used to, so they had the low monkey bars on the other side of the playground for the little kids, and we would go under and hold it and let the bikes go. Yeah. And unfortunately, I was always a tall child.
Yes. I remember that. Go real fast and then let go. Watch your bike. See whose bike would go the furthest.
That I remember. I don't remember me knocking myself unconscious.
Or the swing set. Remember when you would swing out to a certain level and then flip around?
Oh, yeah.
And then do a backflip, and that's how you get off? Could you imagine trying to do that right now?
So there's like an old school swing set at like an older park in this neighborhood, and like not in my neighborhood, but adjacent to my neighborhood. And I took the kids there, so I got on it because it's like high. That's the old school swing set. It's fucking 20-foot high swing.
If you're about to tell me you can still do it, I'm driving.
I cannot.
This weekend. Okay.
I cannot. No, I started swinging and I was really getting the kids were like, "Oh, Dad, look at you!" And I'm like, "Yeah." And all of a sudden, I'm up high and I'm like, "Oh, my stomach!"
Every up and down. Yeah.
I'm slowing down. I'm like, "Oh, I'm fucking done."
Oh, it feels so good.
I'm gonna go sit on the golf cart.
Remember the fair, dude? That fair that we went to, yes, you do, in freaking Lebanon. The Wilson County Fair.
No, that broke something in me.
Me too. Yeah. Whatever that competition was that we had between us, that we were trying to fuck each other up to the extreme. We succeeded. We both succeeded, and we've both been messed up ever since then.
Oh yeah, so that happened.
Were we both puking after that day?
5 or 6 years, 27 years
and
ago.
We never puke on rides.
No, I'm cast iron. Or I used to be.
Okay, let's not start again. This is how it started. You talking about how you're cast iron.
There it is. Yeah, no, that changed me. It changed me. It broke something in me. Yeah, genuinely it broke something. And so for those that love what we're talking about is the traveling carnival rides and stuff that's set up.
The rides you should never get on or allow your kids to get on.
No, that are put up by like meth heads for $3 an hour. You know what I mean? Like those.
We pay stupid money to do it.
My sister and I and our mother were at an Applebee's or something. I think that's what was in the parking lot, was an Applebee's. And we were talking trash about how it's what my sister and I do. If you listen to this, and that we don't get sick. And truth is, I used to be like a real thrill ride rider.
Up to that point, we didn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't care. Like, put me on it. Let's go. Slingshot away.
Same.
Woo! Yeah,
Same.
no fear. So we're like, oh, I can make you sick. You can make me sick. And they had, and I still haven't even seen one of these rides since then. This is the only time. I
wonder why.
Because it's dangerous as shit. And understand, so like our mom bought us tickets because she thought it would be funny for us to. And we're like, all right, and we're both adult-ish, and so we go over there, and it was like
Picture kind of like teacups, kind of the teacups that you could spin.
They were teacups, yeah. So it's a teacup. So the actuation is the same, teacup, but you harnessed in 4 points, and there were multiple of these little, and they're not teacups. So you like harnessed in like you're going to a big roller coaster, and you could start to spin it. Right. So you'd spin, but then the machine itself started to spin, and it had an articulating arm that the centrifugal force carried the arm out. So as the arm's being carried out, you're spinning in the air. Yeah. Right. I've never seen another one of these things. I'm serious. Yeah. I've never seen another one other than that one that we were on. And so my sister and I are on it, and we start pulling, and we're like both tired. We're like, oh, you're a bitch. You're going to quit. You're going to quit. Oh, you're a bitch.
Because you can control this, just to be clear. You can make yourself spin more and more. So we were fucking each other up.
Yeah, we're going for it. Like, even before the ride started. And understand, we're the only 2 fucking people on this ride.
On the whole thing.
There's nobody else at this little pop-up carnival. There's fucking nobody. It's just the time of day, and the ride operator's there, and he's like, whatever.
Do what you want. Yeah.
Do what you want. And so we start getting this thing going, and it's going fat. Like, we put real effort. I was proud of that. Like, this shit was going, we're still digging, and then he starts the ride, and we're still pushing. You're fighting against the forces forward to push, and you're going, and we're spinning. And then somewhere when this ride's going, I just see you go clunk. Your arms are swinging out behind you. You're just kind of like, I'm like, holy shit, I think she passed out. So naturally, I
don't think I passed out. I think I was just like, oh my God, I'm not okay.
So naturally, I start pulling harder, right? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm
naturally.
Yeah. So I'm digging in, and I'm for everything that's in me.
I got her now.
I'm a big dude. I'm a big, strong guy. And I'm just like, yeah, woo, right? And then it's going, and eventually I stop, but I'm just laughing, and I stop because the center of my stomach and my head, I'm getting dizzy. You know what I mean? And the ride's still fucking going.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, holy shit. And I just lean back in my seat, and I do the same thing. My arm's gonna go back, and I'm like, oh fuck.
We're both laying limp.
Like, yeah, I'm seeing you. Your arms and legs are just kind of fluttering. And so are mine. And I can hear our mom laughing because she thinks it's funny. And I can hear the guy operating the ride cackling hysterically. And at some point, I just remember thinking, the ride's still going.
Yeah, they didn't stop it because we were the only ones.
The only 2. So this fucker just kept letting it go.
Yep. Yeah.
And then eventually, he stops it. And as he stops it, our thing is still spinning.
Yes. And it won't stop.
It won't fucking stop.
I remember we couldn't focus.
I
couldn't see. I couldn't. I just, so unwell.
I remember he came over and started applying like the manual brake thing to try and get us to slow down. And I was just like, I wasn't having it. I remember getting off, and it was like beer goggles, like as trying to walk. Like I couldn't, my head kept leaning to the side. Like I was like,
then you were walking the other way.
Yeah. It's just like, I was like, oh, I'm not doing good. And, we're over there, and I think our mom started talking shit. I think this is so that's not what broke us. I know that's not what broke us. That wasn't the end. If we would have walked away from that, I'd have been okay.
Oh,
what broke
we got on the Gravitron.
Fucking Gravitron. Because
that's
after we pulled it together, like my head was still spinning, but I wasn't going to be like, I'm not going to act like a bitch, so I'm like, it wasn't no big deal. And you immediately clap back with something Like,
I have
fuck, that was
to.
amateur
I'm the older
hour.
I'm
And
the
I
older
was like, you
sibling.
caved out first. And you're like, no, you're just doing the work. This was nothing.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, why don't you guys go on this other ride? And we're just like, fuck yeah, I can go on it. Let's go.
Yeah, I can
And
do
if you
it.
don't know what a gravitron is, you obviously have never been to a small fair. But
Uh-huh.
again, it's a little top, and you lay on these little boards with wheels, and it spins, and the centrifugal force pushes you against the wall and drives you up. The
Mhm.
closer to the center you can be, like the weight is there. Unless you're dead center, then there's obviously no weight because you're in the center. That's where the little DJ guy is. And I think it was the same guy that operated our fucking ride that was operating this one. Because again,
Yeah,
nobody was there.
just walked over. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's what he's like. You guys want to do that one? Sure. And he like fucking walks over there, and we get in. And I think he's just punishing us because he didn't want to do it. So anyway, you and I lay on the gravitron and we're talking shit or whatever, and it immediately takes off. And when it does, I can tell instantly something's wrong. Like, before I even
Because
slid all the
normally
way
you
up.
would climb the walls, normally you
you'd
try
be
to
like
make
trying to
yourself
hold.
drop or go up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be trying to pull
You try to
forward,
stick your arms out in front of you because it's so hard to do. Yeah.
yeah, and I distinctly remember this. Like, you were just laying there, you didn't move. And I was in the fucking fetal position. I brought my legs up and I turned to the side. And there was no shit talking. It was quiet while the music was boom, boom, boom. And that guy in the middle again's laughing his ass off. And again, I'm like halfway through it, and I was like, we're still going.
You're still going.
We're still going. Like, oh my God. Like, it's like 4 fucking 7 songs deep.
I totally forgot that we got on the gravitron after the
Because
spinny thing.
that's when you threw up, and that's when I threw up. We stumbled off of that fucking thing, and you grabbed a trash can, and we're like, ooh.
That's one of the stupidest things we've ever done.
Oh, it broke me. It broke me.
Yeah, I've never been able to go on anything that spins like that since then. I just, it's a hard pass for me. I don't even want to. There's nothing inside of me. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
So I've
roller
been able
coasters
to
are scary.
I've been able to again.
Have you?
Yeah.
You are a lot younger than me.
Substantially younger.
You're such a turd.
Time is cruel.
Time is not cruel. Watch it.
No, I did. This last time we went to Disney. I rode all the things, like the new Tron ride. That's fantastic.
That's the best ride there is ever.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so awesome. Well, the best ride there is the Guardians of the Galaxy at Epcot. Hands down the best ride in the world. Hands down.
I don't remember that one. It must not be if I don't remember it.
No, you didn't do it then. There's no way you would forget it. When we went there, it was still like the opening time, and you couldn't like do lightning lanes. You had to wait, and like it was and it was just such a buzz. So it's the cup.
Actually, you said
the
it's at Epcot. I don't think we went to Epcot.
Then you didn't. Yeah. So 2 of the best. There's like space mission launch, where you can like launch yourself into space, and they have 2 cards. Like one's like medium for like easygoers, and the other one's like, this is what it feels like to get launched into space. Like people have died on it. I didn't ride that because I don't need whatever's in my head that is broken is started to repair itself equilibrium wise, because I was able to do the Guardians of the Galaxy. I did the Tron. I did Space Mountain. So I took my son on Space Mountain, which was cool because one of the memories of Space Mountain I have is the Space Mountain in California, but is you and Dad and me going and riding that ride. Like that was it. And I was telling him, I was like, you know what? I rode this with my dad. I rode this with my sister. Like you and I are going to ride this. And then we're going to go ride Tron because it just opened. Right. And then in fucking 40 years, you're going to come here with your son. It's like, I rode this with my dad. I rode this with my dad when it opened. And now I'm riding this new one with you. You know what I mean? Like,
you sound like Chevy Chase from National Lampoon's Vacation.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
It makes sense now, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I went to the park that had the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
And the Tower of Terror can suck my ass. I hated that ride. I didn't want to do it because I realized it goes up and does the drops, those free fall drops. Whatever broke inside of me when we, had our little competition, that will never. I can't do free falls. I can't handle it.
So very swiftly, maybe not swiftly, but in relative terms of time, a couple of years after that incident with us, that's when I got together with my wife, and she loves carnival rides.
Lucky you.
Lucky me. And like I can grit through a lot of it, but it really is. Like I'm really gritting. Like I'm baring my teeth. I'm just holding on.
You're breathing.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus.
Yep.
Yeah, it's brutal. And now that she's gotten a little older, because we both have, because that's what time does, she doesn't like any of those rides anymore. So
Mhm.
I'm just like, oh, thank God. But
And she's had 4 kids, and that does something to your body too as a woman, I tell
yes,
you.
yeah,
Yeah. Throws
yeah,
things off a little.
she don't want to pee herself. She's like, I'm not going. I
Exactly.
want to pee
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't wanna hear a really good joke without being prepared.
yeah. So it's that's great. You know what I mean? Like that part of it is great. But she still likes roller coasters and shit. And this is how I found out I could still do roller coasters. Her and I went to kind of a trip to Florida, and the way things have worked out, we ended up going to Paramount because we're like, let's check out Paramount. Do we want to take all the kids here? Because I got 5 kids. It's an investment, right? Like we happen to
Right.
be here for this other thing. While we're here, let's go check this out. And we did, and we got on the like the Velociraptor, it was a new roller coaster then. And I'm gonna fucking hate this. Now, while I did hate the roller coaster because it absolutely beat the hell out of me, I was fine.
Oh, yeah, the physical
Yeah.
from the force and yeah.
Yeah, from the G forces, from the takeoff, from the stop, and I was like, "Huh." And then we decided we were gonna go to Disney, and when we did that, that's when I was like, "All right, I'm gonna try some of these rides. I'm not gonna back out." You know what I mean? Because normally I just sit
Mhm.
on the side like, "You guys have fun. I'll be right here."
I'll
Uh,
watch the stuff.
I'll watch the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't handle it. And so I went ahead and signed up, and the first real roller coaster I did was the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I loved it. And through a fluke, we were able to ride it like twice back to back, which was awesome. Same seats even. You on that ride, you wanna be in the very back, not the front, because
Hmm.
the seats turn around and it shoots you backwards. And then as it
Okay.
goes, it plays 80s music as the cups spin and you see, like, all these images, and there's different songs, so it's like a different ride each time. It's pretty cool.
Hmm.
And then after that, I was like, "Okay." So I went, that's what queued up, "Let's go do, you know, Magic Mountain
You got brave.
or Space
Yeah.
Mountain. Let's go do Space Mountain." And it was fine, other
Mhm.
than I remember it being bigger, obviously, I'm a hell of a lot bigger than I was when I was a kid,
Yep.
and it made me think that if you're a guy my size and you're in that damn little thing, there should be a warning, "Keep your head down." Yeah,
Does it
because
get
as you sit
scary?
in the little tunnel before you launch, I have to turn my head to the side.
You
You know what I
shouldn't
mean?
be
I'm
able to
like,
hit
"Oh,
anything.
no. No, you can." As it goes, I can drag my head right across the top.
No way.
Yes way. Yes way. And
I
so
thought
I
they had those things clearance rooms so that somebody could lift their hands up and around and you still couldn't touch anything, like
Magic Mountain, they tell you to keep everything in, Space Mountain, they tell you to keep everything in.
mm,
Yeah, and as you can see bars, so I'm not risking it. I'm not extending my giant arm out there, like, that's gonna be on me. But
that's
Tron was
crazy.
fantastic. My only problem with Tron is it was too fast. I mean, not too fast, like, too short a ride.
Hey, let me ask you, do you think, any of the astronauts that were on the Artemis recently had to deal with any of the force or
No, no. I think their biggest thing is their teleprompter breaking.
no kidding, right? That lady's getting a lot of heat for that.
She's an
Like,
actress.
and she should, yeah. That makes
She's an
it
actress.
makes that's almost worse to think she's an actress and she's an actress and she should be qualified enough to fill this role,
She's
and
an
then she
actress.
forgot her lines.
Yeah. Well, like, got into an online argument kind of, not someone was trying
Not
to troll and
you.
bait. No, I mean, not anymore. I only argue with people who like, if you're just trolling or baiting or you're using the Socratic method to, like, pull one question, "Well, what about this? Well, what about that?" That's a
Mhm,
Socratic method. You're just trying to tear apart with, like, particularly poised questions, but you're not listening to the context of the argument,
mhm.
right? Like, it's nonsense. It's
But you can't argue with
dishonest.
ignorance, and if somebody
No,
has no idea what they're
no.
talking about, you can't argue
Yeah,
with that.
the person ended up going away once I had to look at their profile. I'm like, "I'm an avowed atheist, blah, blah, blah." I hate this. Like, "Oh, you're a, fucking upper middle class white kid." Was probably 14 to 16 years old, who's just had his first philosophy class, understands this is a fun way to argue, but it's a
Mm.
disingenuous way to argue, right? Like, it sounds fun. And then when I called him out, he's like, "Well," I was like, "Are you an atheist?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "What kind of atheist? Are you a humanist? Are you like," anyway, so it was all about the Artemis mission because they just released this photo and they're like, "This is the first iPhone photo of the Earth and the moon. And my argument was, this is fake. And the person asked me, how do you think it's fake? And I was like, okay, it's fake because every ounce on the shuttle is accounted for. It costs millions of dollars a pound to launch this fucking shit into orbit. And if they're really doing that, if that's the truth, then they know everything. They know every ounce of everything because you have to. That's how math works. Mm-hmm. We can't be, we're going to overestimate. No, you're not. You need to put exactly enough to get it up because the more fuel you add is the more weight you have to get off of the initial launch. Like all these things matter. Not only that, if you fly on a plane, you have to turn your fucking cell phone into airplane mode. Why? Because they're afraid not that it will, but they're afraid modern electronics in a quickly advancing way might interfere with avionics, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. How much more sensitive is the shuttle? Okay. So that's my argument, right? And then the kid fires back with this article. He's like, well, here's this link. And he didn't give me the link. I had to go find it. But apparently I'm not the only person to bring up that argument after this came out. And so NASA did a special thing. No. We had special software on their iPhone 11 or iPhone 17 Pros that they took up with them that turned off all the transmission and IR flashes and all that. It was just for us. It was custom. I was like, okay, if this is the biggest fucking hunk of bullshit ever, because here's the logic behind that. You're telling me Apple didn't launch an entire advertising campaign for the Apple 17 Pro because the astronauts took it? How come we only heard about it till now? Apple didn't tell anyone. Apple didn't capitalize on this. Apple's not running fucking advertisements to sell more phones, more watches, more all that bullshit. They just
none of that makes sense.
And figured it's not worth talking about.
Yeah. What world is that happening? Yeah.
Bullshit. None of that is logical. The other thing is those are unsecured devices. The argument is, well, they up there so they could record with them and take selfies and do all these. Then why would you send a fucking iPhone that has one of the worst cameras of any fucking phone out there? Send a Samsung. You know, the camera's infinitely better. You know, everything about it is better. The recording power is better. It would be easier for you to edit the software on. So,
or why not just take a camera? Why a phone?
Why are we using fucking phones?
Yeah.
Why don't you have actual camera? And the thing is, they're like, well, they have GoPros. Are you shitting me? You have a multi-billion-dollar budget. The best camera you came up with was a fucking GoPro. Get out of here, man.
I would just think an entire shuttle would just have cameras all over it. You know,
Teslas do.
They would see everything. They don't need to bring extra cameras because everything's already being recorded. Like
Tesla security camera records 360 all the time as it's going. You tell me we can't do that on the
shuttle? Can't do it.
The shuttle can't fucking do it, but the car can. Oh no, and so they launched that article about the phones after.
Just like you can call the moon, but
real time from a rotary phone.
Get in touch with your mom who's in the gas station bathroom because the service won't go through the concrete wall.
Exactly. They're updating Instagram from space. They're updating Instagram real time from space.
Yeah.
No, you're not. This is all nonsense.
Maybe they're going to say they're closer to the satellites up there.
They're not, though. Honestly, the satellites aren't that high above Earth.
I don't know where they are.
It's all low Earth
orbit. I can't pretend to act like I know these things. I don't.
Yeah.
But
so imagine this. Say it's like, you know, I think the moon's 250,000 miles away, something like that. Our satellites that are in orbit are a couple of miles up. They're relatively the same distance from Earth. The fucking moon, it doesn't matter. You know, it's like the difference between, you know, like, yeah, well, if you're a millionaire, you're almost a billionaire. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you know what the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is? About $1 billion.
Yeah.
That's the fucking difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, well, they're closer because they're not. You know, the difference is what? About the difference from the ground.
Yeah.
It's so far away. Yeah, but they sent him up with cell phone. Like, stop. Whoever's running, and this is where it comes in. I think it's so clunky and poorly put together. They don't have the best and the brightest running these things because you can't get the best and the brightest to agree to it. Meanwhile, they're busy disappearing and or killing the best and the brightest when it comes to physicists and.
That's another thing. I'm curious. Security. What are your thoughts on all these missing scientists? I mean, and it seems to be going back further than recent time too. They're taking this back
Yeah,
and they're finding scientists back years ago that were presumably unalived or
taken out,
missing. Yeah.
missing.
I don't know how to say it without messing this up.
I think in those fields, the breakthroughs you make are dangerous. I mean, they may not all necessarily be related as you get older, because I think you're always gonna be able to find them as you get older.
Mhm.
Just statistical probability of people, losing their shit or whatever, quitting the world and walking away. People do it. Um, and also I think the higher those jobs are, you start finding things out that you don't wanna know. And I think the most interesting thing is all these people recently. So the question you have to ask yourself is why would they get rid of all these people within the last year?
Yeah,
Why
why?
why?
What are they trying to stop them from telling us? What are
Or
they
maybe they're trying to stop them from recognizing something. Maybe these are the people, if something were to happen and appear in the sky and they say it's an alien invasion, these are the people who would be like, "No, it's not."
Hmm.
Maybe they're the people that they know psychologically they can't buy, intimidate, or manipulate. The government has psych profiles on people. They pay people to put them together. Most
Yeah.
people you can leverage and manipulate. The CIA has whole things on it. How to apply leverage to people. Is it money? Is it influence? Is it fame? Are they in gambling debt? Do they have a vice? Do they not? Is it for love of country? Is it for hate? Are they mad?
So what is it that all of these scientists have in common again? They all work in what is it, physics, the
Mhm.
gravity? What are they all
I don't know. They don't really have any like projects that are touching. Some of them do.
but they're
People
not
like
all
it's
studying the same specific
no,
or anything,
no. But that, but
which is
we don't.
strange, right?
Well, the thing is, we don't really know. We know what they're publicly doing.
Mhm.
You don't know what they've been privately contracted to do. We don't know what they're actually doing. You don't know what they're actually covering. We know what they say they were, or what at least the focus of their career was on, but we don't know if they've took a government contract or they're working on some grant project or they were brought in as an advisor on something to look through, you know.
You know what's kinda messed up is whatever it is that these people knew or saw or they were afraid they were gonna reveal, eh, how we got all these scientists that just go up missing, but we got all these people mentioned in the Epstein files. How come they can't just go up missing? How come we can't just be doing the same damn thing to these people who have been mentioned thousands of times
Mhm.
in the Epstein files? How come we're not just randomly hearing, "Oh, yeah, 10 to 15 random pervs from the Epstein files have just gone up missing." Like,
I think that has a lot to do with what Matt Gaetz and Rep. Anna Paulina Luna were talking about, and some of the and even our representatives from our state were talking about the human alien hybrid breeding program,
mhm.
and people were talking about you wouldn't believe if you found out who people who aren't actually human. Like, sorry, what? You're a congressional representative with intelligence community with security access, and what the fuck did you just say publicly? And no one's really, oh yeah, well, Rep. Anna
Because
Paulina Luna the other day came out and just out of nowhere, she told everyone to go read the Book of Enoch.
who did that? Who said that?
Rep. Anna Paulina Luna,
Mm.
she is one of the people with Tim Burchett that's on like the UFO disclosure thing, and they've been trying to get briefed and trying to get people. And Trump's recently, because of some statements, had come out and said that if you've seen some of the things we'd seen, wow, or whatever fucking third grade language he's using to describe him at this point, I don't care. All of it. I think they're going to release some kind of information, anything they can to distract from the Iran war and how poorly it's going. uh, anything, anything at
Yeah.
all. Uh, to distract from
Everybody's
everything
just
falling apart.
desensitized at this point. Like, yeah, all these crazy things are being said and everybody's just shrugging their shoulders like, "Yeah, okay."
Because what we really want to see are people on the hangman's gallows that were messing with kids. That's what
Yeah.
people really care about. And I think the people in power are really caught back by that because human life, they're all a bunch of psychopaths. They're all a bunch of psychopaths. None of this shit means anything to them. You know, uh, politicians are the scum, are scum. Yeah,
Maybe if they don't start out that way, they sure seem to end up that way.
most seems to be most. They try and I think they make compromises to think that I'm trying to do for the greater good, so I'll make this compromise. But that's how you start damaging your soul. It's one little thing after another little thing,
Mhm,
and then pretty soon yours is just as black as everyone else's, and it ain't going nowhere.
mhm.
So, Yeah. But if you take Anna Polina Luna at her word, so she's saying, read the Book of Enoch, and she's not the first one to have referenced that. I think she also referenced it on Joe Rogan.
What is the Book of Enoch about?
The Enoch. Enoch in the Bible, pre-flood stuff. It talks about the sons of God that were watchers and had come down and, were watching over humanity as we were just been created and things were going on, and they found the daughters of man beautiful, and they came down and led with them or laid with them, and they created Nephilim, things that were never supposed to be, abominations. They're one of the biggest reasons the flood came, is to wipe them out. The creations were never supposed to be between the sons of God and the daughters of man, created Nephilim, and the Nephilim would even eat the sons of God and man, and they just totally cannibalistic. They were wild and powerful and scary. And that's where the giants of old and things like that, people with Nephilim bloodlines. In fact, you kind of trace it to, depending on what conspiracy you go, whether it's the 300 or 200 families, whichever one you subscribe to, or the 13 bloodlines, most of them track back to a similar story of like Nephilim, like they have divine blood in them that was never supposed to be. That's why they're the ruling class of the world and they're special. God sent the flood to wipe them out, but unfortunately, not all of them got.
So how does that relate to today then? What is she saying to look at? What is she saying to pay attention to?
So Enoch was caught up into heaven by angels. He was called. God really liked Enoch, like a lot. Like he took him whole. And when he took him up to heaven once to talk to him, the fallen watchers, the former sons of God who were tasked, who went away from God's word and were cast down to earth and were trapped there. We read that they were wrapped in flesh of soil and things like that. And you could be read as they were given a physical body, or maybe they were trapped from being able to cross these dimensions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. They were stuck here. And they sent Enoch to go talk to God on their behalf. They said, hey, God likes you. He listens to you. He talks to you. He won't talk to us anymore. Will you go and plead our case before him? Will you intercede for us? And Enoch's like, yeah, I'll go talk to him. Next time he talks to me, I'll talk to him. Anyway, God calls up Enoch. Mm-hmm. And Enoch's going through, and it describes his portals. He goes through these portals in the sky and through different realities, and he's seeing things, and he's trying his best to describe them in words. Anyway, he comes before the throne of God, and he's intercedes for the things back on earth, the watchers. And God stops him and says, it's not your job to intercede for them. It's their job to intercede for you. And he lays out the punishment that they have to face and that their children are going to have to face. So, yeah. A lot of people in the conspiracy world believe things like Bigfoot or gray aliens, they're Nephilim descendants. Vampires, Nephilim descendants. Werewolves, shapeshifters would be Nephilim descendants. They have a piece of Nephilim in their blood. Something that's not supposed to be there. Arguably, you could probably argue Rh negative people as a whole might be that.
Ding, 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 ding.
So it's weirdness. There's a strangeness there. I don't know. And these elite
I'm Rh negative, and I definitely have a weirdness in me.
Yeah, well, nobody's
a strangeness.
Well, you're old. People get weird when they get old.
Oh my God, you and the old thing. You're so obsessed with me being older.
You're always going to be older.
I'm going to age.
One day I'm going to be your age. One day I'm going to be your age. You're still going to be older.
I'm always going to be older unless I die before you.
So much older. So much older.
It's fine. Older and wiser.
I'll start telling lies in your old age. You're going to forget what's real and what's not.
You're full of it.
Yeah. But so that's it. And there's also a thing that goes with it, like Nephilim technology. Like there's an argument that the pyramids and all these mega structures around the world were built by the fallen and by Nephilim. And even then, some of the structures like in South America that were built by the cloud people or whatever, these people in robes, and they just stayed away from man, right? And occasionally people would come and make offices and they would heal them or whatever. People are like, are those the watchers who got stuck here? And they just, some of them cut themselves off and be like, this is how it's going to have to be until we pass away because we sinned against God and this is how it is. I don't know. I know there's more mystery there than understanding. I know they just found another mega structure underground. I
Where?
think
What
in the
country?
Southeast Asia.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, they say it's bigger and older than Göbekli Tepe. So,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
it's in a cave system. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know, especially now with AI and bullshit, who knows what's real anymore?
Yeah, it's getting really hard to tell. Like, it's
Uh,
been hard to tell. A lot of stories, a lot of things that I see videos come across social media now, I have to stop. First thing I'll do is go to the comments just to kinda get a glance at what everybody else is saying, and then I gotta get out of there and go to Google or something and be like, "Okay, is this real? Is this" like the dolphin guy.
I still believe that's real.
Do you? I haven't heard anything about it lately. Makes
That's
me
why I believe
wonder.
it's real.
Oh, because it's fallen away?
Because oh, it was AI
Hush,
created by
hush.
this guy. That's the number one thing I've noticed with conspiracies. When you want a conspiracy to go away, is you come out and say it was a conspiracy. You point at some person, see, it's all fake. You guys believe it's all fake. You're all fools,
Mhm.
and then everyone stops talking about it. Oh, we all got had. Wake up. How do you know what they just said was true? You don't know that
Yeah.
the Gerald the Dolphin thing, you don't know that it's true, but you sure as fuck don't know that the guy who made it, quote unquote, with AI is telling the truth.
Yeah.
You have no way of verifying what's real and what's not.
Mhm.
You
Which
know,
is a really
especially
scary time we live in. Like, the fact that we have AI, you would think that would mean that we would know definitively what's real and what's not because we have AI there to help us figure that out. But all AI does is deceive us more,
yeah,
trick us more.
that's interesting, isn't it? So much of a helper it is. So the reason I lean towards the Gerald thing is Rep Burchett and some of other congressmen and senators and stuff have come out and said that there's something they've disclosed that there are anomalous areas in the ocean that are deep and out there. Things are going on. You know, you hear them just kind of reference things. Yeah, we track things going hundreds of miles an hour under the water. What?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been going down some holes, yeah. Very
Yeah.
interesting. But
Well,
again, everything I see, I don't know if it's real or not.
see, things like that track with me because God sent the waters to wipe these things out. When it makes sense that the
So
places he
what's in
wiped
the
them out from,
waters?
he covered it with water, covered the world with water in a deluge, right? That's what the flood was, just to wipe out the Nephilim, wipe out these abominations and creatures that were teaching magic and teaching rituals and teaching things that we're not supposed to know, that people aren't supposed to know. Because again, the Nephilim and the Watchers, like the Watchers came down with heavenly knowledge, like celestial level knowledge of how the universe and reality works. And then they had kids. Some of their kids were beasts, some of them weren't. I think some of them kind of took a liking to their children and probably tried to help them out, right?
Mhm.
Some of them knew more than others. So there you go.
Hmm. It's very
And
interesting.
then God sends the flood to wipe them all out. And these places where these things come and go from are under the water
Hmm.
and in the earth. And those are the things the old Bible stories say. So I lean that way.
So what are they? What is it? What is moving at 100 miles an hour under the our subs can't even do anything like that. What's
You know,
moving? What's moving under the water that fast at that size? Is it some sort of a structure, a ship, or is it some sort of a being or a
I think it's a
uh,
transdimensional craft.
you think there's like portals under there or something?
I think it's capable of creating them. I think it's coming through. I think that's where they're trying to go. I think when the flood came, some of them that they realized, hey, there's more pockets to reality. We have to get to these places where reality's thin. We can puncture them and get out, and we won't die.
Hmm.
That's where the myths of giants come from.
From
Is
where?
Nephilim,
From Oh yeah.
And Nephilim descendants, giant beings, 6-fingered beings with 2 rows of teeth, red skin, red hair.
Hmm.
Yep.
Very interesting. You remember
It's
the movie The Abyss
yes.
back in the 80s or whatever,
Mhm.
and they took that machine and dropped it down off of what is the Mariana Trench or something,
Yeah.
and it just goes down and down and down and down and down, and then there's a whole nother world under there.
And notice the glowing beans look like gray aliens.
I guess they do, don't they?
Mm-hmm. James Cameron's way into that shit. He has a new one coming out, that new alien movie, where like people have pieces of alien in them and they don't
Disclosure
even
or
know it.
something. Is it
Yeah,
Disclosure? Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Where they have pieces of things in them like that, and like
Mhm.
the animals are acting different around these certain people. And I think it's funny he has a movie coming out like that when they're talking about there's human hybrid breeding program.
So, yes, I was thinking about that. So which came first? You know what I mean? Okay, so he's got this movie coming out. So that means the movie, it's already written, it's already been made. They've already done
Yeah.
everything. Maybe they're cleaning up, but the movie's done.
Mhm.
And now we hear about this breeding with aliens or whatever that's going
Mhm.
on. So is that BS that was put out there, propaganda just to help the movie?
By the government? I doubt it. I think the movie was made by people in the government. And again, like Trump doesn't run anything. There's obviously people out there that are pulling bigger strings. They've been slowly seeding things about this kind of stuff for a while. I mean, that was in the X-Files. Do you remember the lady in California who had emergency surgery? When they cut her open, the gases that came out of her body killed people in the emergency room.
No,
And
I
then
don't
she just,
remember
the whole
that.
thing fucking, it's a fun news headline to look up. She got in a car wreck and they're like, oh, we have to do this emergency surgery. And they cut her open. The gas that came out of her body killed people. The odor was so powerful, it took people out.
So wait, what was that lady?
Great question.
What happened to her body?
Great question.
Did she live
You're
or did she
assuming she
die?
did. It's a great question. These are one of the many things that just kind of float off into nothingness.
I'm gonna write this one down so I can go look at this later.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it too once we get off here and send it to you. You know, there's lots of those good stories, and if you listen to that's the best thing I think we can get. We're never going to get a government answer or a news answer. The best thing down is to hunt down people's firsthand accounts. You know,
Mhm. But
there's
then people
weird
just call
shit.
them liars or they
Oh yeah, yeah,
disappear.
or they disappear.
Mhm.
Uh,
The guy that found the giant, remember that guy who was out and saw the
and
giant
dead.
on the top of the mountain and
Oh yeah,
yeah, he went viral, then he started investigating. I mean, which was what you do. If you get attention, you're like, "Oh shit, people are interested. I can make some money off this." You go back. You record
yeah.
some more. You get invested, and now he's gone. Like
It
that's
allegedly took his own life. Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. It's especially if you like people like, well, how do they do that? Well, they can't make you kill yourself. It's like great scene in the movie Shooter with Mark Wahlberg when they're interrogating that guy and they put him in that locked harness and there's a gun in his hand and a rig and they start pulling the cord down and the guy's trying to fight it and the thing's coming towards him. That's how you do it. They're not lying. He's like, hey, you got to piss more. We can't find you with any of that drugs in your system that the agency uses. Like,
Yeah, that was a really good
yeah,
movie. I love Shooter.
yeah. It's the world is not what you think it is. I don't. I think the world is far more biblical than we understand. I think it has a lot more to do with good and evil. I think the race for AI and computing power, what you really don't hear is quantum computing anymore. I think they've realized or taken away something that they actually need from the quantum computing is they're trying to build some kind of a form to allow greater intelligences in. And this isn't like a revelation of mine. This is listening to fucking Silicon CEOs who are doing crazy DMT and rituals and shit that are talking to beings they believe to be, these ancient gods from Mesopotamia and Samaria. And it's telling them how to build this equipment. If you build this equipment, we can come back.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll do that. Why? What are you doing? Whatever. Every time I get freaked out by a news headline, I just buy another semi-automatic shotgun. I have a lot of them.
You have a lot, yeah. I was about to say you have a lot.
I get freaked out a lot.
I have one. I got freaked out once. I bought one gun.
I got loners now. I got good loners now. I didn't have good loners before. I didn't know.
Loners. What do you mean? What's that?
You never know when someone might have to borrow one.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 I have one of your loners still. I need to get back to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In a big case, all that when COVID hit.
Oh yeah.
I drove up and you gave me some stuff just to keep my family safe just in case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Mhm.
Well, that's part of the inherited trait. Like that stuff's and the sad thing is like I had stuff, but I didn't have the level of stuff and that's actually one of like that interaction we had there is the reason I started buying and moving things in a different direction. because I got to the point back then, like I have everything I need for me and mine, but I didn't really have extra of quality. I do now. You know?
I believe you. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now it's you can give someone more firepower than they would have had before. Which matters. You know what matters. But
yeah. I still have never shot my little pew pew.
You need to come up here, we'll do that.
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, maybe when we come down for the opening of your amazing pool, we can sneak away and go to the shooting range down the road from you.
Yeah.
And put some rounds on target.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
You guys definitely have to come down though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The kids are gonna love it.
Oh yeah. It'll be a chore to pull them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go, guys. I wanna go. Woo!
I want to bribe all the nieces and nephews, all the grandkids. I want to bribe everybody with this pool.
It's gonna work.
I
Mission
sure hope
completed.
so.
Yeah.
I sure hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. You did it with that.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I wish we had one in the backyard. That's the only thing I would like to add here is get rid of the trampoline. I can't put one as big as yours in there, but I'd like to put like those. The ones that kind of go half in the ground, half out of the ground. I think that's probably best for us.
Oh yeah,
That's
definitely.
That's what I would like.
Yeah, kids would love it.
Oh, they'd be in there
so much use. Do you remember when we had that little doughboy in our backyard when we were kids? Do you remember how much time we spent in that pool?
I remember getting swimmers here.
And it's kind of funny, looking back, because like I am 8 years older than you, like, and so you were 4, 5, 6. I was in my teens.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be cool, and instead I was out there with my little brother freaking running in circles trying to get that water.
That was fun. Get the ladder out of the pool.
And then you let go and it just pulls you.
I remember you and your friends chucking me in the water when it was cold. Or as cold as the Bay Area gets.
That sounds right.
I think I'm sure I was being a pest.
You were always, all I remember about you when you were little is you just were always right there. Everywhere, you were always just right there. You were so nosy, and you're just a kid, and I was your big sister, and you just always had to follow along and see what was going on. Typical shit.
Typical. I see that.
8 years was a hard gap, but
yeah, I mean, fun. So my oldest to my youngest, they're 7 years.
So you see it. It's hard.
Oh
yeah.
But he's 12, he's 5. They're both boys. It's funny. It's gonna be funny as they get older. Especially as I'm sure my older one will kind of bullies the younger one, even though the younger one's a bit of a bully. He's built like a tank.
Yeah.
I was telling my older son, "It's like get your shots in now."
Yep.
It's gonna be a problem.
Yep. That little one's coming for you.
He's he is. He is heavy. He's dense, and he's a little mini me made over. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's what I've got a 31 and 29-year-old and a 25-year-old, and the 21-year-old he's taller than anybody now, like above and beyond everybody now. Corey is so tall. It's just funny now. Now, whenever he walks into the room with them, it's so funny because if he hasn't even seen his older brothers in a while, because everybody's old, they don't live in the same house, and they just see him, and he just, every time he sees him, he stands up as tall as he can. His head goes up, his chin goes out. It's like, even though he's already taller than him, it's like he wants them to know, hey, I'm bigger than you guys now.
Go catch that ass whooping.
I know, I love it.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun to see how that, like, where the craziest thing is, my oldest son though looks just like our father.
Yeah.
I see it more and more. I see it in how he smirks. I see it in the things he says, the way he contemplates things before. You know what I mean? He's pensive before speaking. It's like my dad. That's weird.
Yeah. I got people here. All right, I gotta hop off.
All right.
I love you, dude.
Yeah. Make sure you thank Theo Vaughn.
Always.
See ya.
Bye.